Men are so simple, they believe in love. Niccolo Machiavelli. You've been cut deep, the sting of a lover's cold departure, her promises dissolving like smoke, the gut punch of a friend's betrayal, his loyalty traded for a better deal. You poured your soul into caring, believing your heart would be met with the same. That was your first mistake. The world taught you to feel everything, to wear your wounds like a badge of honor. But every scar, every heartbreak, every insult stems from one fatal flaw you let the world chain your soul. Imagine a man in a crowded bar, eyes scanning for approval, his worth tied to a nod, a smile, a fleeting glance. He's a prisoner, chained to their judgment. His heart exposed on a stage where everyone's an actor. That man was you. The myth you swallowed is that caring makes you whole, that emotional openness forges connection. But connection is a lie, a performance scripted for leverage. The woman who swore she'd stay, she stayed for what you gave. The brother who called you family, he left when you stopped serving his game. This isn't cruelty, it's survival. Machiavelli saw through the charade. He didn't mourn betrayal, he dissected it like a strategist studying a battlefield. He knew the raw truth: people don't act from love, they act from self-interest. Your pain is irrelevant to them, your heartbreak is just a footnote in their pursuit of gain. Accepting this breaks the first chain. Caring isn't your strength, it's your cage. Freedom demands something colder, a mind no one can touch, a heart no one can reach. Here on dark Psyphoria, we don't shy from the wound. We stare into the mirror and see the chains for what they are. This is your call to choose clarity over illusion, to trade the myth of love for the power of sovereignty. Will you keep chasing shadows, or will you forge a self that no one can break? Subscribe to Dark Psyphoria, not for noise, but for the voice you've silenced too long your own. The world raised you to care. From the cradle, it fed you a lie: be good, be loyal, and others will mirror your heart. If you gave everything, they'd give back. That's the myth. A warm delusion that feels true until betrayal rips it apart. You thought your pain mattered, that your openness would earn kindness. But Machiavelli knew the game. He wrote, "Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. People don't love you, they use you. Your worth is what you provide. And when that's gone, so are they." Let's tear this apart biologically, psychologically, spiritually. Biologically, we're wired for survival. Evolutionary psychology, like David Buss's work, shows humans prioritize resources and status, even in love. Your buddy isn't loyal because of brotherhood. He's loyal until a better ally comes along. Psychologically, you're hooked on validation. Her smile spikes your dopamine, her absence tanks it. That's not connection, it's addiction mistaken for meaning. Spiritually, caring chains your soul to external approval, trapping you in a cycle of need instead of inner truth. What does this feel like? It's the moment you realize her "I love you" was a line, rehearsed for the stage of your devotion. The silence after she left wasn't empty, it was a mirror, showing how much you gave away. Have you ever mistaken obedience for intimacy? Did she change, or just stop acting? The chains tighten with every wound you display, every plea for understanding. You thought vulnerability was strength, but it was a leash. The myth shatters when you see people as strategic, not sincere. Insults aren't about you, they're about lifting the insulter. Lies serve their purpose, not truth. Betrayal isn't personal, it's a calculation of gain. Here's the raw truth: most human actions are leverage. When you react, when you rage, beg or chase you, hand them the chains. They see your weakness, and that's how control works. Chains are your symbol, forged every time you took it personally, every time you overshared your pain. Machiavelli would say, guard your inner world like a fortress. Stop explaining yourself. People don't care about your reasons, only outcomes. Stop seeking sympathy. It's a tool others twist. Stop bearing your doubts, your guilt. Those aren't truths to share. They're weapons others wield. Picture a coworker who asks about your struggles, nodding with fake concern, then uses your words to undermine you in a meeting. That's the game. And you've been playing it blind. Nietzsche's voice cuts through. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. But strength isn't loud. It's the power of non-reaction. When your boss belittles you, don't snap back. Let him talk into a void. When a friend ghosts you, don't chase. Silence isn't weakness. It's dominance. It breaks the chains. The less you say, the more they project. The less you show, the more they fear. This is the revolution, choosing stillness when the world demands chaos. Contrast love versus control. Love feels like warmth, but it's often a trap. Control feels like isolation, but it's freedom. 1 minute, she was your light, her affection pulling you into orbit. The next, you saw her calculation. Her warmth was a tactic to keep you compliant. You didn't lose her, you saw the chains and chose to break them. The mirror of truth reflects a nasty reality. What felt like love was need, and you were its servant. To be untouchable, you must destroy emotional dependency, the deepest chain. Most men are addicts, not to whiskey or wealth, but to approval. They measure their worth by how others see them, crumbling when affection fades. That's not living, it's servitude. Machiavelli would call this man a slave, betraying himself to keep others' favor. The awakening is building an inner world so solid that no one's absence shakes it. This isn't about being cold, it's about being clear. Indifference isn't numbness, it's control. You choose what deserves your reaction. You walk away from what weakens you. You say, you cannot affect me. Not anymore. This is emotional discipline, not death. Use charm to disarm, silence to unnerve, rage to command, but never let emotions use you. A 2019 study in emotion found that emotional regulation, choosing when to feel, cuts stress and sharpens decisions. That's the science of sovereignty. What does this feel like? It's sitting alone in your apartment. No phone, no noise. Just you and the mirror of your thoughts, and not flinching. Most men fear silence. It exposes their fragility. But if you can face the mirror without breaking, you're becoming dangerous, self-contained, unmoved. Picture a man who lost his job, his girl, his status, yet sits in stillness, rebuilding his mind in private. That's power, the kind no one can steal. The mirror shows you who you are without their applause. It's brutal, but it's freedom. You don't need her love to feel lovable, his respect to feel worthy. Build a life, work, purpose, discipline so fulfilling that others are a bonus, not a necessity. Accept love, but don't crave it. Acknowledge praise, but don't chase it. When you need nothing, you flip the game. People smell desperation, they control it. But a man who needs nothing, he's the one they chase. To master this world, you must see people as they are, not as they pretend. Most men trust words, smiles, politeness. They think, he'd never stab me in the back. But betrayal isn't rare. It's the rule. Everyone has a motive ambition. Fear, greed, desperation. Her smile hides a need. His praise hides a plan. Don't ask, does he respect me? Ask, what does he want from me? This isn't paranoia, it's clarity. The mirror reflects their patterns. Watch how they treat waiters, how they gossip, how they mask envy. A colleague says, "I've got your back," but you notice he only calls when he needs a favor. When someone says, "I care," ask, what do they gain? When they say, "I'll always be here," ask, what happens when staying costs too much? This is the game. You win by staying unreadable. Your thoughts a vault, your moves unpredictable. Take a real moment. Your friend who borrowed money, swearing he'd repay, then ghosted when you asked for it back. You felt betrayed, but the mirror shows his pattern, always taking, never giving. You didn't see it because you trusted his words. Now you watch. You set traps of silence, testing loyalty. You offer nothing you can't lose. Let them underestimate you, it makes them sloppy. The man who sees betrayal coming never bleeds. Jung's insight fits here until you make the unconscious conscious. It will direct your life and you will call it fate. Your naivety was unconscious trust. Now you're awake, seeing motives in every smile, every tear. This isn't about rejecting connection, it's about controlling it. Trust is earned slowly, lost fast. You decide who gets access, who gets nothing. The deepest chain is emotional dependency. You've tied your worth to others' validation, collapsing when it's gone. That's not strength, it's a performance. Break it. Ask the mirror. Who am I without their applause? Who am I alone? Most men dodge this, chasing noise, relationships, status. Likes to drown their emptiness, but you must retreat inward. Make your mind your kingdom, your standards your compass. This doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means your identity isn't negotiable. You don't need her love to feel lovable, his respect to feel worthy. Build a life so fulfilling work, purpose, discipline that others are a bonus, not a necessity. Accept love, but don't crave it. Acknowledge praise, but don't chase it. When you need nothing, you flip the game. People smell desperation, they control it. But a man who needs nothing holds all the leverage. Contrast truth versus illusion. The illusion is that you need her to feel whole. The truth is, you were whole before her, and you'll be whole after. 1 minute, she was your fire, her presence warming your core. The next, you saw the illusion she wasn't fire. She was a chain, binding you to her whims. You chose truth, and the chains fell. The mirror reflects a man who needs no one, a man who is his own fire. You began this scarred, carrying the weight of caring too much, believing your heart would earn loyalty, the sting of betrayal, the silence of abandonment. Those were your chains. You didn't lose her, or him, or them. You lost the man you became to keep them, the man who begged for validation, who lived for their gaze. That man is dead. In his place stands a king, forged in the mirror of silence, tempered by discipline. You've traded the myth of connection for the fire of sovereignty. Your peace isn't a gift others give, it's a throne you carved. Every insult ignored, every betrayal foreseen, every loss endured in stillness. You are untouchable, not through arrogance, but through control. This is the masculine arc from chasing approval to becoming your own fire. You don't shout or plead. You don't explain. The strongest man says nothing because he already sees. Picture him at dawn, standing on a rooftop, city noise fading. He's not cold, he's certain, a force who chooses, not reacts. The mirror reflects a man no one can chain. If this truth cracked something open in you, share it not for the algorithm, but for the soul still trapped in illusion. They'll try to drag you back, calling you distant, cruel, selfish. Let them choke on their expectations. Your life isn't their comfort, it's your war. You've burned your weakness before the world could wield it. That's freedom. Machiavelli didn't write for the soft, he wrote for the man who wins. You win by seeing reality cold, strategic, nasty. Control is your fire, melting every chain. What's the one lie you've clung to about yourself? Comment one word that vows to face it. Sovereignty, clarity, fire. Thank you for watching. Walk your path with quiet strength.